This is Simple Living with Biata. I'm a wife and a mom to our beautiful girl, and my passion is to live more simply, naturally, and self-sufficiently. Less than a year ago, we packed up our 2,200 square foot home, moved into a 300 square foot trailer, and started searching for land to build our dream home and homestead. I'm a firm believer in being able to do anything you put your mind to, so I'm learning things I never thought I'd learn. This week, I'm continuing to clear trees to prep our land for the build. Never in my life have I wanted to use a chainsaw, and now I can confidently say it's one of my favorite tools to use. I'm stoked to be on this journey, and I'm so excited for what's in store. Really gonna disapprove of all of this brush in here in the summer, so I think I'm gonna get some of that out now. So I was having a hard time getting this log to budge at all, so I decided to step on it and jump on it to basically release it so I could carry it to the log pile. Let me get like, 10 minutes of work done. Look, we have our first sightings of soil. What do you think? Okay. It's gonna be spring soon. Okay, I just dropped my daughter off at her babysitters, I don't know. They do some homeschooling together. I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but it's been hard the last 2 years. This is not how I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and now I need help if I'm gonna be building a home. So she's going 3 days a week, and I'm off to the property. Okay, so this is the section I'm working on today. I'm gonna take down that grouping here, these birches in here. I might attempt this one, we will see. So although there's a larger tree coming up, this was the largest tree I'd ever cut at this time. It was about 20 inches wide, and my chainsaw bar was only 16 inches long. So I had to cut from both sides. So I went out and bought these wedges for an extra safety precaution, and so that my bar doesn't get pinched when I'm doing the back cut. This helps cut all the way to the hinge so that the hinge can bring the tree in the direction where it's supposed to fall. That was the coolest thing I've ever done in my life, hands down. It's a pretty good hinge too. This side was a bit thinner than this side, and I cut a little bit of the middle out, which is fine. And of course, it's time to cut, clean, and organize this hemlock. So hemlocks are actually a really great source of fuel for wood burning. I recently just found this out. Normally, you're supposed to burn things like oaks and maples that are hardwoods, but hemlocks are one of the best sources of softwoods for wood burning. It's not going to give you the same results as a hardwood, but it's a great second option. So I just cut that tree down. I think I'm going to move on to this one here. It's leaning towards that tree, but I'm going to try to get it to drop over here. And what's cool is that the top where all of the brush is going to be is in that pile. Okay, I'm gonna work on this section here, and I'm running out of battery, so I'm gonna just have to show you an after. So it's kind of hard to tell, but here's the after. You can see all the trees on the ground and a lot more cleared space. And I'm gonna eventually have to deal with these logs, but I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. It's such a beautiful morning, and there's a deer right behind me there, just walking along. He's so cute. Anyways, today is the day. I am cutting this tree. So it's one of the biggest trees on our property. I would say maybe top 5. It's the largest tree I've ever cut. I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry, Granny. The thing about cutting trees that I didn't know when I first started is that you have to like cut almost 90% of the tree before it's gonna fall. And it's gonna fall in the path of least resistance. When you cut a notch out of the front, when you cut that notch, you're relieving this tension. And when you do the back cut, it's not going to fall backwards because that would be a lot of resistance. It would have to be like a really windy day and a really big back lean for it to fall backwards. So if you have a perfectly straight tree, it's going to go the path of least resistance. It's going to fall towards the wedge. So here we go, starting with the notch. This notch actually took me over 10 minutes to do because it's over a 24-inch wide tree and my bar is only 16 inches long. Okay, I got the notch out. It's looking good. That was kind of fun doing the notch for that. Okay, time for the back cut. And since this was the biggest tree I had ever cut, I took my time on these guidelines and I made sure to follow along them perfectly to make sure that the tree was going to be cut in the spot I wanted it to. This was honestly such a gratifying experience, even though it wasn't 100% perfect and hit the trees on the right-hand side. It was still so incredible. So I just want to say to the grandma and mom, who are probably really mad at me right now, that this was the best hinge I have ever done. Nice and straight. Here it is here as well. I mean, this might not be a big deal to like professionals, but that is the biggest tree I've ever cut. It looks so good. Okay, so I think I'm gonna spend the rest of the day cleaning up. That's a lot of brush, plus all of yesterday's brush that I have to clean. So there is a lot going on here. There are 4 different trees that I fell and I'm sorting them into 3 piles. One is wood burning logs, another pile is wood chipping logs, and those logs are a little bit smaller or not really great for a wood burner, and the third pile is our brush pile that we will eventually burn. So this is the side that's along the road, and I don't think I'm gonna cut down any more trees. If anything, I might plant more in this area. Some like low shrubby ones that will hide the view of the road there. And then up there is the build site. And then over on this side, we still have to clear probably another maybe 20 to 40 feet, depending on the spot, like probably 40 feet that way and like 20 feet that way. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, the bell notification thing. It really helps push out my content to more people on YouTube who are wanting to learn. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.